I don't give a fuck. I don't like your jerk off name. I don't like your jerk off face. I don't like your jerk off behavior. And I don't like you. Jerk off.
And we're live.
We sure as shit are. We are live. What's happening, honey?
I'm alive, surprisingly.
Are you, though?
I mean,
Listen, y'all, it's been one hell of a week.
It's been a rough one. We considered not even recording this week.
We consider not doing a lot this week, but we made it.
Barely.
I think Wednesday, you came home from work.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I was home.
At 11 a.m.
I was feeding the baby a snack after his nap in the morning, and you ran in and you're like, I'm going to puke again.
Yeah.
And then you've been in the bathroom ever since.
I mean, that's not true.
Okay.
I've been to the bathroom. I've been to urgent care. I've been to the ER. I've come back to the bathroom. I've been in hallways and closets and
walking around the neighborhood.
A lot of shit has happened, man. It's not been a good one.
So you were super sick, which sometimes happens because your stomach is effed.
My stomach is very
yeah. So it happens sometimes, but normally like after a little bit it goes away.
Yeah. Like
you
usually
were,
a day or two.
In the bathtub, in the bathroom, like back and forth between the toilet and then like a bathtub
or a shower
for a while.
I mean, I just feel gross every time I puke, dude. Like I'm sure, it's probably to an extreme.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure you get like sweaty and like uncomfortable.
Very, dude. I get like cold sweats and stuff, and it's just like, ugh. But
yeah. And then I was at work and I said, you know what? Go to the urgent care at least to get some fluids.
No. So no. So Wednesday that happened, right?
Yeah.
You weren't working.
No, I was home that day. I was already moving on to the next day.
And then Thursday, I texted my boss and I was like, hey, it's not looking good. And he's like, no, then you rest. You know what I mean? Because we got this, is what he said. And I love that. Like, he's a fucking awesome dude.
He does seem very like understanding for sure.
He's the best boss I've had, like in corporate work at all, like ever.
And you've been through some bosses.
I've been through some characters for sure. But anyway, he's great. And he's like, no, you rest. We got this.
Yeah.
And so then I rested like in the morning, still couldn't keep anything down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I texted you and I was like, hey. And hindsight always being the fucking cunt that it is.
Yeah.
Like I should have taken option 2, but like.
Listen, and it's funny because, so you asked me if you should go to the urgent care or the ER.
Yeah.
And I really hem-hawed and went back and forth and was really not sure because like as a nurse, I know that the ER gets ridiculously busy. The ER gets slammed with people that are there for
sniffles.
Right, for sniffles, for a
not that
finger
mine is
cut
any better than fucking sniffles, but like,
you know what I mean? Like I see it a lot in the ER. I don't work in the ER, but I've just seen that like they get a lot of abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting.
Yeah. And
sometimes it is just a stomach bug, but I felt like with yours, like it was more than that. But so I asked. I
really think it's just hiatal hernia.
I think so too. I went and asked. So my assistant director and my brand new director, who's been there for less than a week.
Oh, that didn't work. All right, keep going. Oh well.
My brand new director, who's been there for less than a week. So like me and my assistant director are really close, and I'm used to just like barging in her office and just like word vomiting things.
I got you.
Because like she's fine with that, whatever. So I didn't barge in. They leave the door open, but I walked in and I started just kind of like rambling, and my new director just kind of stands there for a second.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And like my friend boss.
Your friend boss.
Well,
I got you. Yeah, no,
I'm tired of saying assistant director. You know, my friend boss.
Yes.
Like she's going along with me because she knows. Like we've talked about. She's the one that diagnosed your gallbladder. Was the first problem.
like fucking a few years ago, yeah.
And now she always tells people it's their gallbladder, and then she says that she knows from experience because she diagnosed your gallbladder.
That's good. As long as she's keeping her fucking odds
Yeah.
at a good level, I think we're good. Just don't go diagnosing everyone, you know?
But anyways, yeah. And then they were like, when they said, give it, this is at like 10 o'clock. They well, maybe give it till lunch. And then if he's still not feeling better, just come on over to the ER.
I don't think I made it till lunch. I think it'll.
No, because you had gone to urgent care first because you're like me and are trying to act like it's not a big deal. And
dude, I honestly thought that like, and even the other time when they kind of did what I needed them to do,
yeah,
which was I couldn't take anything and keep anything down.
right.
So I wanted some fucking fluids and some IV medication, like for nausea. Because like I couldn't keep the anti-nausea medication down.
Right,
I would eat Tums and throw it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the first time we went there, they did that. But even then, the motherfucker like stabbed me like 17 fucking times to get an IV in.
We've probably talked about this before, but like,
I'm not even exaggerating.
But it wasn't a nurse.
It was not. No. It was like some fucking
the
MD
place
or
had
something.
like not been open long, and the one nurse was on vacation that week or something, that weekend, whatever.
Right.
So it was a PA trying to start an IV who hadn't done it since med school, probably.
And this motherfucker is just a fresh-faced little fucking 20-year-old little twat.
Looked like he may have been 13 years old.
And yeah, he looks like fucking Doogie Howser over here, stabbing the shit out of my fucking arm and missing every time.
Every time.
Until you like said, "Hey, respect my authority, bitch," and you flashed your badge at him. Not your vag, your badge.
Badge,
badge. But
I tried to say that at work the other day. And
badge?
No, respect my authority. And these little babies that I work with,
they don't fucking watch South Park. It's too offensive. It's too offensive.
I work with, and it's funny because
meanwhile, when I was like sorry to cut you off. When I was like a 12, 13-year-old boy, or probably 10, to be honest, I was staying up super late because I know like South Park in Brazil would come on MTV at like midnight. So I would wait for everyone to pass out and I would go watch South Park, and I probably would have gotten my ass kicked for shit like that.
It's crazy thinking about that because like you said, how old?
I was like 10 or 11.
And our 9-year-old, like,
I know.
She goes to bed by like 9 o'clock most nights.
I know.
And she stays asleep. She doesn't like wake back up or like fake it. All the people, I'm only 29. Only. Mm-hmm. I'm not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people I work with are like in their early 20s.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, South Park, that really old offensive show. It's like, oh, you so don't understand it.
Well, no, I'm the old one at work and I'm not even 30. This is bullshit.
I'm married to an old hag. What can I say?
Yeah, you are. I'm like, I'm old.
So you showed your vag.
I did not. I said respect my authority.
Yes, you showed your work badge. And it's the same hospital chain. What is it called? Healthcare system. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chain.
Sorry, I wasn't sure what you were asking.
But the urgent care is tied to your hospital.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Because I work there and that's our insurance.
Yes. So anyway. And then on the first try, you fucking got an IV in.
Yeah.
And then you looked at this fucking 13-year-old Doogie Howser pitch, and he's like, "That's how it's done, motherfucker."
I didn't say that.
And then you say, "Now get me some fucking IV fluids," and you smacked him right in the fucking nose. But
no, that was last time. Anyways, this time,
it was awkward.
This time they sent you to the hospital.
No. So let me get there.
Okay, sorry.
This time, I check in. I make an appointment, which I'm not going to do anymore.
Yeah,
I'm literally just going to fucking get there when I get there. Because it started with me not feeling good.
Right.
And then this fucking, how do I describe her?
Was she blonde?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's the same one that was there when I was there with my hand like months ago.
Oh,
because I felt the same way. Like,
dude.
She acted like it was her first day on the job.
Yeah.
Didn't know what she was doing.
Bro.
Like, was talking to herself, talking her way through everything.
Talking to the person next to her. And like, it was just as...
wait, this is right. If I do this for here, right? Or he's got an appointment, so I go here, right?
No, you're being nice. You're being very nice with how she sounded. And I reserve the right to make fun of this shit because, like, when I got in this country fucking, I don't know, 23 years ago, I was ridiculed to death about my fucking accent
Well, that's why you don't have one now,
And
probably.
guess what? I learned how to fucking speak English. This bitch could
Your
barely
mom-
master. She spoke like my mom. She
I was gonna
spoke
say,
as well as my mom. Which
your
like,
mom has a thick accent, but she does speak very
she
good
speaks
English
well.
and very well English, very good English now. Her English is good.
Her English is good, yeah.
My English is
She
clearly
had-
not
I
good.
mean, also, like, she was almost like, she was in her mid 30s when she got here. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? To learn a new language and not have an accent, I think by that point, your brain is kind of formed.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm not making fun of accents. I guess I am. Fuck it. I don't care. Like,
Well, the point is that you are
my
allowed to
point
make
is,
fun of
like,
it because you've been
I
there.
fucking understand it. But, like, if it gets to a point that, like, your accent makes it difficult for people to understand what you're fucking saying.
If it's interfering with your job.
Holy shit, dude. And you're also not the sharpest little fucking spoon in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Yeah, if it's the same woman that I dealt with,
Ooh.
like, it's not all her
She had a
accent. She's
fucking
also a
nose
fucking
ring.
idiot.
She had a little nose ring.
I don't remember that much.
Fucking giant fucking head.
I thought you were going to say tits. I totally was expecting you to say tits.
No, I was so sick. I didn't even look that. Like, it was just like fucking Eastern European trash. That's what it was. She was like from, I don't even fucking know where. Uzbekistan. I don't think that's a fucking country, but she was born there.
Yeah.
And she found her way into our fucking town. But anyway, dealt with her.
Yeah.
After like 3 people were in front of me on my appointment.
Right.
But once I checked in, it was pretty quick. They got me back. The first nurse that came in to do vitals and stuff, she was nice. She was helpful.
Yeah.
And then comes in I don't know what to call her.
Gabby Garcia.
Fucking ogre. That's what she was.
Ogre is a good word.
This goddamn ogre comes in that had seen me 3 weeks ago for my Achilles.
Yeah.
And
We're just falling apart.
Bro, yeah, I'm definitely. Anyway, 3 weeks ago when fucking Queen Ogre came into, she just looked at me and she's like, there's nothing wrong with your foot. And I was like, oh, you fucking X-ray vision? Fucking X-Men?
Yeah, she's got X-ray vision.
Then like her fucking, I could do her job.
Yeah.
I could do her job. And at the end of it, just say, maybe you should go see a real doctor. Because that's pretty much what she did to me. But anyway, this time around, she gives me, I told her, I was like, hey, I took Zofran. Did absolutely
You didn't at first because I was at work, so I wasn't like staring at my phone.
Yeah.
And you had texted me and you're like, hey, they're sending me home with Zofran.
Oh,
And I was
that's
like,
right.
I was like, no, don't do that. That's what you took this morning. Like, we have that at home. Don't do that. Don't tell them that. Please tell. And I'm like
I did.
freaking out because I didn't know if you had already left at that point. And I was like, I just hope you hadn't left because.
Well, dude, so they gave me that. And then they gave me
a diet ginger ale or zero sugar.
Zero sugar ginger ale, which was surprisingly enjoyable. Like, I'm a Schweppes man.
Yeah.
Canada Dry is a close second. Canada Dry is a little sweeter.
Yeah, it is.
But Schweppes is my shit. It's a dry ginger ale. Love it. Zero sugar, I've never tried before, but pretty good. But it did not fucking stay down. And after fucking Ogre left the room, she's like, I'm just going to send this in and you're good to go, pal. Pew, pew. Oh, and she also said, she's like, didn't I see you? Like, I thought I recognized you. And I was like, yeah, you fucking X-ray vision my. And she's like, how's your foot doing? I was like, fucking hurts still.
It still hurts. It's terrible.
I was like, still about the same. You got another one of those. For a hurt foot, she gave me a shot in the ass. So
yes,
figure that shit out.
It's how your body works.
Yeah. It didn't.
It hits the pain receptors in your brain and anti-inflames all. Whatever.
It didn't. But anyway, it didn't. It made my ass sore. That's what it did. But
did it take your mind off your foot hurting?
For a little bit in a weird fucking major pain kind of way. But like, I don't.
Let me see your pinky.
One tabe.
I freaking love that movie.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that was one of my favorite movies.
Oh Lord. So Major Ogre leaves the room and like after, I don't know, I feel like 10 seconds she left the room. My stomach just said, don't worry, I'll save you.
It was almost a minute because
was it?
Well, maybe not, but you had enough time to text me and tell me what was going on. Tell me that the 0 sugar ginger ale wasn't that bad.
So maybe a minute.
And then you were like, but if I have to puke, I don't know where I'm going to do it because
there's no
she didn't
trash.
give me a bucket.
There's nothing, man. And
the trash is like in the cabinet. So can you imagine if you're like putting your face
hole.
up to the cabinet, the little hole, trying to barf and not
take this, ogre. I hope you clean this up, bitch.
Did they give you a barf bag?
The nice nurse eventually did, because I was just like, hey,
I'm gonna puke.
can I like have something to puke into?
Aww.
And she gave me a pretty much one of these initially.
Yeah.
Like just a bowl.
That's what we do at the hospital. They're like buckets. Well, technically,
it's
the
a square bucket.
The vomit buckets are kidney shaped and they're about this big.
The fuck?
Yeah. To go here. But like that's ridiculous because that is not gonna hold anybody's vomit.
Dude, especially if you're projectile.
Like, the bucket.
If you get a good spread, like you're shooting birdshot out of a shotgun, good luck in that kidney shaped fucking nothing. But no, so within, I don't know, maybe a few minutes, I had to like, I left the little exam room and I was like, is there a fucking bathroom? And the nice nurse was like, oh, right there. And then I probably traumatized everyone for a little bit because
you puked?
Puking and I'm loud.
You're actually not at all.
Dude, I feel like I am.
I've literally only heard you puke maybe twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, maybe I'm not.
Like you're not loud, and even if I'm like in bed and you're in our bathroom, if I'm in bed and you're in our bathroom, I definitely don't hear you.
That's good to know because the headboard of our bed is on the wall that shares with the bathroom.
Shares the toilet part, yeah.
The toilet, yeah, the throne. But
I've never heard it.
So then, after I puked, I came back to my exam room.
Mm-hmm.
The nurse came in and she's like, hey, you're not doing well, huh?
No, bitch, that's why I'm here.
No, not quite. So then fucking ogre comes back. She's like, well, I guess we should take like an x-ray. I was like, thank you, genius. Thank you.
Right.
And they got me x-rayed up. They wanted me to like do a bunch of shit to the point that I was like, guys, if I have to stand and fucking sit one more time, like, is there an x-ray machine that we can take where I'm laying the fuck down? Is that an option?
Aw.
And it was, which like, I don't understand why we didn't go there first.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was already kind of getting pissed.
Yeah.
And then they gave me some other shot in my arm that still fucking hurts. Like it burned when it went in, man.
Yeah.
And that didn't really help much either. I don't even know, to be honest.
It was Finnegan, and you've taken it before because you had a prescription at one point for it.
Sure.
I only knew that because I called the lady.
Oh, yeah, that too. And
she
was like giving you shit
about that, dude. So
she's
it's
like,
funny.
hi, it's my husband.
Yeah. So
that I'm
after
his emergency contact.
So you did all that didn't work, and she told you to go to the ER, basically,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So after all that, I went to you called me and you were like, hey, they gave me some medicine, it didn't work, I'm going to the ER.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me some scans, I don't know what that said, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going home to shower. So
I was texting your mom.
Yeah. So I went and talked to my friend boss, and I told her what was going on because she's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I don't like that. What's the urgent cares number?
Oh,
and I was
dude.
like, I don't know. And she's like, we're gonna call them right now and figure out what's going on.
Dude, I'm glad.
I was like,
I'm fucking glad.
Well, it shocked me because I was like, wait, what? And she dialed the number and she hands me the phone. And I'm like, I'm like, what do I say? Like, it's my mom or something. Like, what do I say? I don't know what to ask him. She's like, do you want me to pretend to be his wife? All I need to know is his birthday and his full name and blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, it's okay. I got this. But
she had the right idea.
She definitely had my back. And so, like, I told her, I was like, hey, my husband was there, this is his full name, whatever. Can you just kind of like tell? No, because it was right after you had called me. You were still driving home,
which I wasn't supposed to do, but still,
yeah. So,
I made it.
So, they're like, just a second, and then I explained the whole thing. I'm so and so. My husband so and so was just there. Can you he's on his way home? He's not feeling good. Can you kind of tell me what's going on? And she was like, well, are you with him? And I was like, well, no, I'm at work. That's why I'm calling you. Like, can you tell me what's going on? And she said, oh, well, who came to get him? Because I gave him some Finnegan and he's not supposed to be driving home. He told me his ride was waiting in the parking lot.
My truck was there.
And I was like, my mom's probably coming to get him. Can you tell me what you did and what's going on? Like, I'm not concerned about you driving home.
Yeah, I was
like,
already home at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And she's like, well, you're not on his HIPAA information. So
how? I'm on your insurance.
Right. You're not on his HIPAA. So I can't tell you what's going on, but I can tell you that he was a patient here. And I did tell him.
No shit,
And I'm
ogre.
like, no shit. That's why I'm calling you. Because I know he was a patient there and I want to know
Jesus.
if his scan showed anything. She's like, well, I can tell you that he was a patient here. And I did tell him to go to the ER. But his scans didn't show anything.
But she told you she gave me Phenergan?
Right, before all this.
Is that not a HIPAA violation, you fat fucking moron?
But
and then I'm an asshole for connecting the dots. You know what I mean? Jesus, people are fucking dumb.
I appreciate her for telling me.
I don't. I appreciate her if she was fucking like just.
You don't want her to tell me anything?
No. Listen, if your name is down as my emergency contact, to the point that like once the cunts check me in, fucking Eastern European Uzbekistan fucking lady, she even confirmed who my emergency contact was before I saw a fucking cave troll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if that's the contact, why the fuck? If she can't tell anything, why the fuck am I putting your name down?
I feel like your emergency contact should be privy to your
agreed
information, because like,
oh, this is fucking ridiculous. But anyways, so then I got home.
To the ER.
Yes, your mother was here, which spawned another issue later. We'll get there. And you know, I'm just still feeling like shit, so I'm gonna go to the ER. I just waiting for her to pick up the girls and come back to pick me up.
Sorry.
And I hopped in the shower when I got home because, like, you know, just to clean up, and hospitals are gross anyway. And I'm sure urgent cares are as well.
Probably. People are sick coming in there.
Right. So anyway, I waiting for her. She gets home. She's like, hey, I have everyone packed in the truck. Do you mind if I drive it? And I was like, well, I can't fucking drive it. And the question is, are you able to fucking drive a truck?
Which is funny because when she was talking to me about it,
Jesus, man.
Before she took you, she was calling me on the way home. And she said, I've driven the church van before, so I'll have no problem driving this truck.
Oh, that's not the impression she gave me when she took the keys.
Like, okay, Mom.
And I just put my head down and I was like, please don't fucking kill us. Like, I was like, just
get me there.
Don't kill us. But no, she drove us there. And, you know, I came in, checked in.
Also, too, before she dropped you off, she was like, well, what do I do when I get there? And I said, just drop him off at the door and take the kids home. She's like, well, I can't do that. I can't just leave him. I said, Mom, why? You are taking him literally to where I am, my work, to the emergency room.
Yeah, you're there.
Like, I can meet him downstairs, worst case scenario.
And
but
I
also,
technically know an ER doctor there.
Right.
He wasn't there.
Like, you were buddies with an ER doctor.
I really wish he was my doctor.
And then I was also like, and also, Mom, I do not want you by yourself bringing my 3 children into the emergency room.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
No, there's too much sickness, too much crazy shit. It's too much that can happen in the ER that none of them need to bear witness to or worry about. That's
fair.
Also, it's a pain in the ass getting them in and out of the car. Like, just drop off, get at the door, and leave.
And, like, I felt like shit, but, like, at that point, like,
you're at the ER.
Still walking and shit. Like,
you're
I can
at the
do my
ER,
shit.
even if you're not. Like, they know what to do.
I mean,
more than she would if she had the kids.
If I walked in and literally just like collapse, they would have fucking put me in a wheelchair, and I would have been more comfortable, to be honest.
It would have been fine. Imagine if she's holding the baby,
and
that happens. Like, what's she gonna do? Try to catch you and hurt all 3 of you?
Knowing her, she would drop the baby, drop me.
She would drop the baby to try to catch you, and then you would land on her, and then you'd all be on the floor crying.
Yeah, and I just hope I land on her neck, but still.
Anyways.
No, so I get there. They, once again, I have to deal with, I don't know who the initial person was checking everyone in.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was like, hey, urgent care sent me here.
I can't stop
this
you.
This is my name, blah, blah, blah. And the fucking girl that was there, and I say girl because she looked like she was 12. She's confused. And then eventually, you know, some fucking other dude that was there is like, no, this is how you do it. What's your name? Blah, 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 blah. And I was checked in. And at that point, I was accosted by quite possibly one of the rudest fucking nurses I've ever dealt with.
Oh no.
So
Was she wearing gray or like
I don't
my
remember.
teal color?
I don't remember, to be honest, but she like kind of sprinted ahead of me, it felt like, and I was like, okay, I'll hobble over to you. Like, I'm
Okay, I'll
not
chase you
feeling
down.
good, but I'm not on your pace here, lady. Like, I'm literally feeling like shit, and I may puke on you. So,
Right, that's fine.
You know.
That's fine.
So then we get height and weight, and I do know my weight, you know what I mean? Because I train.
Generally.
Like, there are weight classes in jiu-jitsu, and I keep up with it a little bit.
Right.
And it's in kilos when she weighs me. And then she makes some smart ass comment about like, you want to know how much that is? And in my mind, I told you this, but in my mind, I'm going, bitch, I learned math in Brazil. Everywhere else uses fucking metric system. What the fuck do you think you're going to teach me, whore?
Pounds is your second language.
Yeah. It was like, fuck you. And then I told her like about how many pounds it would be. Just.
Yeah.
And then she goes, yeah, maybe in your scale. And like, I almost took out my phone just to calculate it, just to show it to her. But I didn't. And then
also, like, if you're there puking up your guts, like the last thing you're worried
just
about
be
is
nice.
the last thing you're worried about is your weight.
I'm gonna lose some weight, bitch. I'm puking right now.
Right. Like, why does it matter?
It's god damn
Document it for your records and move on. He doesn't care how much you weigh if he's puking right now.
Also, like, you're really gonna give me a fucking history on the metric system, whore? Like, you don't know where the fuck I'm from.
Right.
My last name is clearly not from here. You
right.
know?
You're right.
But like, anyway.
Well, apparently one of my coworkers. So, not to cut you off, but I want to interject this real quick.
You're good.
So, like, as all this is happening, I'm updating my coworkers because all of them are now invested and like worried about you and wondering what's going on.
Nice.
And so, one of my coworkers had to go pick up a patient that we were getting from the ER, and she comes up and she's like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure I just saw your husband." I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Yeah." She said he looked like he was freshly showered, and I was like, "Yeah,
that's probably him
because he was."
It's probably him.
Well, and, like, she's seen you at like our other coworkers' weddings and stuff that we've gone to.
Yeah.
But it was just funny because she was like, "Yeah, he looks like he just showered." I'm like, "Yeah, he did." And he's probably also very sweaty because I'm sure he's not feeling great right now still.
I was not. But no, the ER guys, they just, to be honest, and I'm, again, it's ER, and I don't know if they're bullet wounds they're dealing with, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like, waiting there for what felt like 2 hours after I came in just to, like, actually be seen and be given anything.
Yeah.
When, you know, they could have just plopped an IV and gotten that going for a little bit. And
Right.
But it took a little bit. I didn't get to see my friend. You asked me if I wanted him to be my doctor. I was like, fuck yeah, I do.
Well, I didn't know because of how you guys know each other.
Listen, when you train jujitsu with someone, the compromising positions that you have your bodies are all aligned around each other. We've been in way more awkward situations.
The reasons that I felt awkward when I first tried to train jujitsu before.
Right. It's like, oh, those are nuts. No, that's called north-south. You know?
All right.
So
nope,
those are nuts on my forehead. It's like, nope, north-south. And here comes a choke.
That's a mountain. It's actually okay in this situation.
Right. So, no, I think that would have been fun. Dude. And honestly, like, for my sense of humor, which throughout the day came in and out,
a lot of people don't always get that.
They don't understand that, and he does. You know what I mean? He would have probably been like, "That's fucked up," and just kind of laughed, you know. But anyway, so that didn't happen. They eventually, they gave me morphine.
I did.
Yeah, and I made some dumb, like, the morphine the better joke, and like they didn't know how to fucking respond to that either.
Right.
And she's like, "You're gonna feel lightheaded,"
which is probably like what your second time ever having morphine. The first probably being when you had your gallbladder out.
Did I have morphine then?
Actually, you probably didn't.
I don't even know.
I doubt it.
I had nitrogen,
right? Yeah.
I don't know which one it is that goes in the car, which one goes in surgery. I'm not sure, but like one day,
probably the same thing.
When fucking Kush snipped my nuts on 420, he gave me laughing gas.
He did.
So I had that.
So
laughing gas was probably better than morphine, to be honest.
Was it? Sorry, I got a popcorn kernel stuck in my throat.
I don't know. I feel like the euphoria of it was definitely there.
Yeah.
Also, like, as nervous as I was, having something suturing my fucking nuts.
With your wife watching?
With my wife watching and another nurse. Like, I was just putting a display for you guys.
Yeah. You
like,
were in the
it wasn't
for
bad.
once.
It wasn't bad. Like, after it got going, you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure at one point, didn't the nurse try to tell you to slow down?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Did she?
Or did he? I don't remember.
I would have turned around and be like, I paid my $99, and if I empty your tank, refill it, bitch. So I believe I fulfilled my end of the bargain.
Oh,
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Well, and at the end of the day, you came home and had no real answers.
No, still nothing. But they patched me up, I guess. I haven't really been able to eat much.
No, you tried to bite a mashed potatoes a minute ago. And
Bro, that burned my throat. My esophagus is raw.
It's got to be. You've been puking like nonstop for a while.
It's anyway, I was a kid walking in. No, so got home, don't really know what was wrong. But then I slept a little bit that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then woke up not, feeling the best, just kind of feeling really tight in my stomach.
Yeah.
Just hopped in a bath around like 3 or 4 in the morning. And then you had to go to work on Friday. So you kind of came into the bathroom with a flashlight on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, we can't find Burger.
I didn't say anything at first. And you said, I thought I was being like calm because I just thought he was in the house somewhere.
Burger's our 12-year-old lab.
Who's deaf
and like
old. He's just an old man.
Slow. Yeah.
He's deaf. He's got arthritis. He's got horrific allergies.
Yep.
And then, I had the flashlight in the bathroom and I almost didn't say anything. And then you looked at me and you were like, Becca, what's wrong?
Right.
Like you knew something was wrong.
Right.
And I didn't want to tell you because I knew you were already like not feeling great, but I was like, I can't just not tell him and I got to leave soon.
Right.
So I told you. I was almost late to work because I was looking around the neighborhood with my flashlight as I was driving out.
Dude, I
saw nothing.
The night before, which I was in the ER.
Mm-hmm. I was in the ER with you.
Yep. Your mom dropped me off. She came home. It was starting to storm or it was storming. I don't know.
I think they had gotten food on the way home too because it was getting late. So they didn't get home till almost 8 o'clock.
Either way, they came in. They usually feed the dogs, let them in. The dogs eat outside.
Yeah.
And then they use the bathroom. They come in.
Right. We have a nice fenced in backyard.
And yeah, we do, don't we? Anyway, well, I guess the wind blew the door open or something.
So the tornado from like 2 weeks ago fucked up with the lock on our gate.
Yep.
And the wind from the storm that night somehow blew just the right way. And our gate.
And he never does shit like this to where he just goes exploring.
Yeah, he never wanders because he knows that he's deaf and old and he doesn't typically go far. But we came home from the ER and went straight to bed. We didn't even
I wasn't
pass
even fucking
go or
seeing
anything.
straight.
Well, I had worked that day and I needed to work the next day. And then that morning
we got home at like 10:30.
Yeah. And I was up at like 5 letting the dogs out. And I opened the door and one dog left. And I was like, where's the other dog?
Right.
I was like, well, sometimes he doesn't hear.
I understand.
Sometimes he doesn't hear me open the door because he can't hear.
Right.
And once I thought I lost him and he was shut in the bathroom.
Dude, I looked in the garage because the girls have, if they fed him in the garage, they've locked him in there before.
Right.
I checked the usual spots and then
I looked in every single room in that house, this house.
God damn, dude.
He was nowhere to be found.
So, as soon as it was light outside, I started walking the neighborhood and.
Mind you had just been in the ER the night before.
Oh, I puked twice. On the sidewalk, like somewhere. But that's what I'm saying. Like, in the morning, I look like a crazy motherfucker, and I'm stopping people. Have you seen my dog? And dude, it was just as like fucking high schoolers are getting picked up to go to like school,
creeping on the kids at the bus stop, still in your pajamas, like, have you seen my dog?
Yeah, dude. But I talked to a few people around the neighborhood, and they were on the lookout. They were like, no, like we haven't seen it, but we have dogs. Right. We understand. We'll keep an eye out. And call my brother. Call my mom. Listen to this shit. Call my mom. Tell her, hey, I'm out. She probably heard me puke, I think. I'm outside looking for burgers. Looking for burger. I was like, you fucking escaped the backyard. And then I told her that. And then she's like, well, let me know. Keep me updated. And
she called me at work.
She's like, keep me updated. I was like, okay. And then I called my brother, and because he's had his cats like disappear a bunch of times, and he's like, no, dude, you just go ahead and scour Facebook. You'll find something. Yeah. Like, plus, like, no one wants to steal an old dog.
Right. And like we live in like a decent cul-de-sac. Like,
no, but even if it wasn't, generally, if you're gonna steal a dog, you don't want to steal one that's just gonna give you medical bills immediately.
True.
You know what I mean? It's like, I could fucking pick up a couple extra bills in the next year or so. Right. That's not a thing. Right. So I wasn't too worried that someone stole him. But like, if storming, he's a chocolate lab, so like at night you're not gonna fucking see him. Right. And to the point that the lady that we found, like that found him, she said she almost hit him. Yeah. You know, but anyway, you found
I'm in like a mom's Facebook page for our town that I don't post it. I don't even really use it, but just in case something important or interesting happens.
Like this.
And like I started scrolling through, and I had gotten to where it was like 10 hours ago. And this point it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning at work. So I was like, well, I guess it's not here because there's no way somebody found him right after he got out. And then I scrolled, like, I was like, well, let me look like for 2 more posts. And it was right there. It was like, hey, found a chocolate lab. He looks old, kind of beat up. Like, not beat up. That's not a good term.
She said injured, which is not. He just limps.
He's just old. He has arthritis and he was in a storm.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
But and I was like, that's my dog.
Dude. And then they kind of gave you a little hassle.
Well, and then she was like, can you give me a description or give me any identifiers?
Other than everything you posted?
Right. Like you already posted what color his collar is. That.
She was very nice.
She was very nice. And I get it. But like you said, like nobody's going to steal an old dog. And also like.
It just doesn't make sense to me. That's all.
Well, what kind of indicators am I going to give you? You already said what color his collar is. You already said what he looks like. You posted a picture of him.
Yeah.
You said that he's old. Like, what else am I going to tell you?
As an identifier, you should have just sent her a picture of her picture. Be like, what's an identifier? This bitch.
This right here is my dog.
That's my dog.
Well, I sent her a picture that I had of him like a couple of years ago, and I said, "Hey, this is his name." Which I don't know why I told her that because what's she gonna do? Call him by his name? He can't hear her.
Yeah, he can hear. Yeah. Like it's just he's very hard of hearing.
He needs some hearing aids.
But
yeah, and I'm like shaking as I'm typing this, and I'm trying to work. I'm like, he's old, and this is his name,
dude,
and he's itchy. He's got bad allergies.
You showed me pictures, and then you said, I'm shaking.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm going, oh, that's good, because I'm literally just going to knock on every fucking door in this neighborhood, and if you don't give me my fucking dog back, I'm going to murder you.
I was like, no, please calm down, babe. I'm talking to the woman. She's very nice. Like,
I was ready. I was ready. I was like,
know.
I'm going to choke you out and take my dog.
I know.
Sorry. But it did not happen like that at all. They were super nice. The husband came out, talked to me. He's like, hey, hope you don't mind, but we fed him this morning. I was like, dude, what?
No, I don't mind.
I owe you?
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. No, they were super nice. And once I saw the house, I told you that like it's a house that does some like cool shit every Halloween for the kids too.
Yeah, it's a house we've trick-or-treated at more than once.
No, they're cool. And I'm glad they were there. So but yeah, the old man got back, and then, yeah, we're still trying to fucking get things back to normal, man.
We've been trying to I haven't cleaned shit at the house. I tried to clean some this morning. The baby won't let you clean, but that's fine. And you've been just trying to breathe and keep anything you can down.
Got a lot of snuggle time with the older one today
Well,
in the morning when you were gone.
Oh, on top of everything else going on this week, the middle child on sometime earlier in the week, I get a message from her teacher that's like, hey, she wasn't listening good today. Have a talk with her. Oh, and she also hurt one of her friends
with a fucking hole puncher.
With a hole puncher.
Jesus Christ.
And the director of the daycare had to come talk to her. I'm like, what the heck? She took a hole puncher to the webbing of a kid's finger.
Also, like, what kind of fucking retard kid just lets that happen?
Well, and two, the director and my mom were talking about it, and the director was even like, I don't even know how the heck this happened, because that part of your finger barely fits in that thing. But it was the perfect size.
There's more to this.
Perfect size. There's got to be, because if you hole punched somebody's webbing of their fingers to the point where you could tell that it was a hole puncher, it would be more than just a scrape. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like if you can look at that and say that's clearly from a hole puncher,
right? That's
quite the cut or the wound.
It would be a hole,
right? It's not just like a.
Did she make him look like fucking Jesus or her? I don't know. But
right. I don't know what happened, but it's
been rough, but.
And this is not nearly as rough as the rest of the things that happened this week, but it was rough enough that I almost puked. Do you stink?
No, I thought I did.
Do I stink? I just propped my leg up and then you started sniffing your armpits. No, but one of the first, before you went to even the urgent care the night before, day before, whatever, you weren't feeling good. Yeah. So I think you were in the other bath. I was giving all the kids a bath.
Yeah.
I think the oldest had just gotten out, the middle was in the shower, and the baby was in the bathtub.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And I'm not going to leave the baby in the bathtub. But he's trying to stand up, so I'm playing with him and trying to wash him off, whatever. And the oldest kid,
stupid loose.
Yeah, he was.
Yep.
The oldest kid starts giggling. And I'm like, what's so funny? And she's like, he's peeing in the bath. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, it's fine. Whatever, we'll clean him up. And then I go to get him a towel, and she goes, oh my God, mommy. I'm like, what? He's pooping in the bath. I was like, what? No.
Fucking thing sucks. Yeah.
So I'm trying to scoop up shit with my hand and run it to the toilet.
That's great.
But I don't want to leave him by himself in the bathtub.
Right.
And so he plops down and sits on a piece of shit in the toilet.
Great.
As I'm trying to take my handful of shit water and drop it in the actual toilet. And it was terrible and disgusting. And
dude, it's I don't remember our oldest ever doing a lot of shit like that.
No.
Our middle one definitely shat in the fucking bath.
Every time she got a bath, it felt like.
Bro, it was
she went through a couple months where it was
yeah.
She'd pee, she'd get in the bath, and then she'd realize she had to shit, and she would do it in the bathtub.
Yeah, but she was about his age. Or a little bit older.
A little bit older, I think.
But.
Because wasn't she using the potty?
I don't think so.
Or maybe it just lasted that long.
I don't think so. I think it was just an occurrence that. But yeah, dude, this was his first time doing something like that, I think. I've never dealt with his shit in the tub.
And the where also I was going with that.
Yeah.
Oh, ow, my leg got stuck to the leather seat.
That's not leather, but okay.
Leather-ish.
Pleather.
Pleather. Ow. Anyways. So he pooped. I got one scoop and I go to throw it in the toilet.
Yeah.
And I come back and he has picked up a piece of shit out of the bathtub and is trying to eat it.
Yeah.
He gets it to his mouth and I smack his hand, not hard, but enough to get, I'm like, no. And it scares the ever-loving shit out of him. Yeah. He starts wailing. And I'm like, I don't know if he's mad because I wouldn't let him eat him or if I hurt him or if I just scared him. And then I was like, well, it's fine. He's getting out. He's going to bed. He's tired anyways. But
yeah.
Holy shit. literally holy shit.
Jesus. It's no, it's been a week.
It was so bad.
It's been a shitty week, But
you know what's had a shitty week?
What?
I want you to read the title of this article. This man's having a shitty week.
Man who donated his mother's body to Arizona Center for Alzheimer's Research discovers it was sold to the U.S. military for $6,000, strapped to a chair and blown up in a blast test. Well, it was for science, bitch. You shouldn't have fucking donated your mother's body.
He donated it for Alzheimer's research.
It turns out that Alzheimer's patients do blow up. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a
Solid
different kind of
research.
research.
Solid research. They never told you what the research was. Do nuclear weapons work against Alzheimer's? Turns out it just blows them up.
Touche.
So, yeah, read the fine print, retard.
I'm sure that was their like argument too. It was just that like we didn't specify what kind of Alzheimer's research.
Right. It's do Alzheimer's patients take bullets the same way? Yeah. Turns out they do.
Turns out they do.
We were right. That's probably the conclusion they came up to anyway. No, that sucks, but don't fucking sell your mom. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't sell your mom.
Fucking ridiculous.
Pimping her out to science.
Trust me, man. I would love to sell my mom to like Ethiopia or something.
No, I love your mother.
There are days, man.
She would make some big corporations so rich if she lived in China.
I mean, yeah.
Because she works really hard is where I was going with that. She'd work in a sweatshop and she would...
She'd be running that motherfucker.
She would pop out some products.
But, yeah, maybe, let's see if China's looking for other
No.
employees.
No. Only if we can make... No.
Be like, Mom, I need a new iPhone every year. And your fingers are getting kind of, old. So
No.
let's pump them out. No, I think I'm going to cut this a little short this week just because I'm not feeling the best.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we can do our shenaniganizing and videos and shit next week.
We'll reconvene next week.
Hmm?
We will reconvene next week.
That's not how we sign off.
I wasn't signing off. I was just saying.
Oh.
I was continuing what you were saying. We're going to cut it off early. We'll give you guys a life update. We'll reconvene next week.
All right. See you cunts next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
I don't give a fuck. I'm getting stupid loose. I don't like your jerk off name. I don't like your jerk off face. I don't like your jerk off behavior. And I don't like you. Jerk off.
All conceptions of time are lost and the hour of death awaits. The profit of life is soon to consume you and your fate.